I guess our original brief was relatively simple. We were attracted to the sort of Superhome movement and the idea of building an energy efficient home that would be a home that we would live in for the rest of our lives, that would be cheap to run, that would be in our retirement, and that would make the best of the sort of solar gain, that we would conserve the rainwater and things like that. And we didn't want a big house. We wanted a sort of small house that could accommodate the two of us, but have room for having family over, and Shirley does quite a lot of craft work, so some room for her. And I guess for us, the idea of a warm, dry, healthy home was really important. We both have backgrounds in the health sector and have seen the impacts of sort of poor quality houses, cold, damp houses, and how they impact on people's health. And we were also interested in the LifeMark standard, given that we were thinking we would be here for the rest of our lives, wanted something that was going to be easy to access if we became disabled in any way, and also having lived through the Christchurch earthquakes and having had that experience, we wanted a house that was of a high standard in relation to earthquakes. And I guess our experience of living here has probably exceeded all expectations, to be honest, because it's sort of seeing is believing, and living in it and experiencing it has been quite amazing to realise that you can run a house for almost nothing in terms of power and energy use when it's built efficiently, and you can walk into a home in the middle of winter without any heating on and the house will feel warm because it's been designed well and positioned well for the light, that you're getting solar gain and you're not losing heat through your windows and other areas because it's so well insulated. It's just been a sort of a real privilege to live in the house, and feel privileged, I guess, to be able to build a house that is so nice to live in. One of the things that we first noticed when we were in here that we weren't sort of expecting was the way the light comes through the windows up the top in the morning and sort of shines up here, and it just we weren't expecting the way the light sort of plays on the roof, and I think one of the other things I've noticed are much more, if you like, attuned to nature, much more aware of where the sun rises and where the sun sets, and because it makes such a difference to the house, and we rely on the solar gain to sort of heat the place. And I guess also much more conscious perhaps of rain and how long it is since it's last rain, because we collect the rainwater in the tank, and so we've just been through January and a good part of February with almost no rain, and so I guess I'm just much more conscious of the outdoor environment, living in sounds a bit weird because we're living in a house that's very well protected from that environment, but we are reliant on the environment in terms of the solar gain from the house, the solar panels on the roof, and the collection of water, while we are also connected to the mains water. We're because we're also collecting the rainwater off the roof, we're really conscious about our water use and the environmental supply of that water. So I guess it has changed the way interact, I guess, with the environment more generally. For us, that idea of a forever home was really important to think about. what sort of house we would want to live in, not just now, but perhaps in 30 years' time, what would work for us. And to think that in 30 years' time, 10 years' time, I'm not going to have the income that I have now, and how could we, live in a house that was going to be nice and comfortable for us, into the future. And I guess you're talking about the economics of the house, and I'll acknowledge, it costs more to build to the standard. I think we're something like $260 in credit with the power company at the moment.
Cool.
Our biggest power bill in the winter was $80 or $90. I think so. Over winter months, we had a couple of power bills. One that was about $70, one that was about $80, and since then we haven't essentially had a power bill, and we're running our electric car and our house for nothing, and the money that we've got in credit at the moment will see us through the next winter if it's the same as the last winter.